everybody, this is Stacie Duffy with the Berkshire Group, your Denver Metro real estate resource. And what I wanted to talk about today was being a new realtor. And there's a bunch of videos out there on YouTube about this. Obviously, that's not rocket science and it's nothing new. But there's a couple in particular that have a ton of views that are just people talking about, oh, why real estate is so hard and why they didn't like it. And there's a lot of people that are not cut out for this industry. So I'm glad that they figured that out. I can't believe how many people watch those though, because if you watch those, you kind of get an idea of the different breadth of people that are in this industry. So it's a self-regulated industry for the most part. I mean, yes, we have licensure and we work for brokerage, but we all work for ourselves for the most part. And just like if you were to call, 5 painters to come give you a bid on painting your house, maybe 3 would actually return the phone call, 2 of them would show up, 1 of them would be late, and the prices are going to be different. And real estate's not much different than that. So everybody runs their business differently. Everybody has a different process, even though we all help people buy and sell a house. That's the whole point of this, is to put a roof over someone's head, help them achieve the American dream, and make it less stressful. That should be the goal. Now, I know this is going to be a long video because I'm passionate about this, and it really bothers me that so many people out there are getting this idea. There's a lot of people not cut out for this industry, and I'm glad a lot of people have realized that. Unfortunately, they probably learned the hard way, but it's very much an 80-20 or more 90-10% type rule where 10% of the people are doing over 90% of the business. And that's why I always talk about interviewing agents. Make sure you're interviewing multiple agents and realize you want someone that knows what they're doing, that does this for a living, that can pay their bills with it, and that's passionate about it, and not someone that just got in it to make a quick buck. And there's a lot of people out there, and sorry, you're probably gonna see my dog like walking around. But guys, this is not a quick way to make $10,000. If you think, oh, my friend is going to sell his house and I can get my license for $1,000 and I can, make $20,000 when I sell the house, fine. Okay. That's not going to sustain you long term. And your friend probably won't be too enthused that you'll have someone brand new, and you're probably going to make some mistakes along the way. There's a bunch of good books out there, but I think grit is a big thing, and there's a book called Grit by Angela Duckworth, and there's even just a grit scale. You can just Google Angela Duckworth grit scale, and it's all about your stick-to-itiveness, so to speak. How willing are you to stick with something, even though it's a much longer term payoff down the road, and it's a lot more hard work up front. You don't get compensated. Because it's really easy to get into this and then do it for 4 or 5 months and not get any business, or do 1 deal or 2 deals that are not going to pay all your bills, and then move on to something else. And not only have you wasted a lot of money, but you've wasted a lot of time. And time is valuable. It's the one thing we can't ever get back. So make sure you're committed to it. I'm lucky enough to be in the situation where my husband and I, we both had full-time jobs. And then when I transferred into moved into this industry, I wasn't going to have to worry about, making sure I can make the mortgage and that kind of stuff. So that really gave me a huge safety net that I think a lot of new agents don't have. You need to be prepared to not make any money for 3, 4, 5, easily 6 months. So if you can't be prepared for that, then this may not be the right industry, or you need to have business ready to go and lined up. Getting the license is not the hard part. Seriously, if you were struggling to get your license, you are probably going to severely struggle in this business. It's a big accomplishment to get your license, but keep in mind, we are helping people make the largest financial purchase of their life, typically. And the fact that the licensing requirements, on people complain how hard it is. Guys, we don't have to have a 4-year college degree. We don't have to get a master's degree like lawyers. We don't have to go do residency like doctors. You're dealing with a lot of money and people's livelihood. And the licensing requirement is very minimal in this industry, which is why a lot of people get into it. But if you're struggling to get your license, probably going to struggle to get business. Getting the license is the easy part. Getting consistent business is not easy. It's who you know and working your network and following up with people and making sure you're there. And it's all about relationships, and you have to be able to maintain and sustain those relationships. So, but new realtors, make sure you've got to be ready to stick with it. You've got to be committed to it. You've got to be financially able to take that risk of not getting paid for 6 months. You need to be disciplined enough to set aside money for savings, to set aside money for taxes, because if you get these nice big checks and you spend them as soon as you get them, or you pay all your bills and then at the end of the year there's nothing in the bank account, how are you going to pay all the taxes for the money you just made, and pay for your health insurance, and pay for your savings or your 401k or your pension? You've got to be self-disciplined and ready for that. Make a business plan. People don't treat this like a business, but it is. It really is. And so treat it like it's your livelihood. It really is. It pays your bills. It's your business, and it puts a roof over your head. So also make sure you can get back up if you get knocked down. Rejection is a big part of sales in general, but real estate especially, because you're dealing with not only personal relationships, but you're dealing with, people's homes. And then if you may have a best friend that calls another realtor because they don't want you to know how much they make or what they owe on their home or what their bills are. People are embarrassed a lot of times to talk about finances with people they know and their friends and their family. So, and that's something you have to be willing to take that and say, you know what? Okay, I understand. Yes, I'm taking it personally. Maybe that's not how it was intended, but cool. All right, moving on. Going to find the next person that needs help buying or selling. So if you get knocked down really easily and you're the type to like Netflix binge for a week just because you emotionally got hurt, or a deal fell through, or your best friend didn't call you when they bought or sold, this isn't going to work either for that. You've got to be willing to take rejection, get up, Honestly, I give myself about 2 to 3 hours to kind of feel bad, especially if, I had things lined up or if it's personal and I'm like, it kind of sucks for a few hours and I'm like, you know what? All right, on to the next one. Got to keep moving. So got to be able to bounce back, ready to stick to it, have that financial safety net, build a business plan. And seriously, it's not an easy thing, and I don't know why people think it is. Anyway, turned into a long video, but I just wanted to follow up with the couple YouTube videos out there that are so popular about why being a new realtor is horrible, and people just call you to go on a date. I'm not pretty enough to have that problem, so that worked out for me, that, and I'm married. For maybe younger, single, very attractive agents, that's a concern. But people aren't going to hand you business. You got to be ready and willing to go find it. And don't get mad when someone's not going to baby you along with this. It's all you. No one's going to do it for you. Don't get upset when nobody does it for you. But it's a struggle, and be prepared for that before you go into this. So anyway, I'm sure I won't get anywhere close to as many views as some of those other ones out there. But if you have any questions, I'd be happy to talk to someone about this, especially I'd be happy to talk over the phone. This is a really important topic, and you've got to know what you're getting yourself into. And if you're not even doing any research before you get your license, then you're probably not the type of person to watch this or to pre-plan anyway. But feel free to comment down below. You can contact me directly. My contact information is on my website. The link for that is down below as well. So thanks so much for the time. And if you made it this far, congrats. So thanks so much. Have a great day, guys, and best of luck in your new real estate career if you're new to the business and wanting to get moving. Thanks. Bye-bye.